Just waiting for some people to come on. But yeah, good morning, everyone. This is Mike. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all having a good summer. I sure am. Missing the Vintage Snowmobile podcast, but it's also nice to have a little time off. I've also been doing the Muscle Car podcast over the summer months. That's going pretty well. If you have not seen that, do look for it. Just search for Muscle Car Show and Tell podcast on Facebook or YouTube, and you'll find past episodes of it. And wherever you find that, we go live every Wednesday night. We do have some people coming on now, so I've been waiting here for the message I have for you, and that is this: we've got some new things happening. We're going to be doing a live podcast next Thursday, August 4th. It's going to be a little different from the typical Vintage Snowmobile podcast that I do, but we're going to have a few friends on, and these are friends that are organizing Vintage Snowmobile events over the next few months: August, September, October. And we're just going to be talking about those events. I think there's 3 friends that are coming on. Each of them will have a turn to talk up their events, and I've got some other events that to talk about, and some odds and ends and announcements, just a little bit of this and that, and we should be able to make close to an hour out of it, I would think. So if you don't have any plans next Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, wherever you're viewing this now, we're going to have a live podcast, and I hope you will decide to join us. Now, the other piece of news that I have is I've started something new this past Sunday night. You may have seen it. I'm going to start airing Vintage Snowmobile content every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And it's a little different from the podcast I normally do. The podcast is kind of a variety show, if you will, with different videos and guests and interviews and things like that. The Sunday night is going to be a lot different. I call it long-form content. Long-form content would be, as you saw Sunday night, if you were around for it, would be the coverage I did in Old Forge, New York at the VACA National Vintage Snowmobile Show. We went on with that for almost an hour, and I have 7 installments of that. That was the first of 7 installments that we aired Sunday night. If you missed that, just search on this channel wherever you're viewing this now. Search the past videos, and you'll find that. And I've got 6 more to go. I'm not going to do them back to back to back. I'm going to mix it up with other things. I've got induction ceremonies from the Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame I'm going to have in there. I've got coverage from other events, long form interviews I've done, and just anything that goes from between 30 minutes to an hour, or just kind of on one topic. Also, I'm good friends with Mike Mahar. He is the guy who does Central Minnesota Pond Racing, and I've got some videos, and with his permission, going to be airing some of those races from last winter and the winter before on Sunday nights. So, and the reason I picked Sunday night, by the way, is I keep looking over there because I'm waiting for somebody. The reason I picked Sunday nights is it's considered prime time on social media. Think about this. Most people on Sunday nights, they have to work the next day, so they don't want to do anything too ambitious or stay up too late on a Sunday night, so they'll either sit home and watch TV or get on social media. So that's considered prime time for social media. So I figured that's a great time to air some of this long form content that I've been talking about. Skip Estes, how you doing? Good morning to you as well. Thank you for being on here to check it out. So yeah, if you're just joining us, we're making some announcements. We're going to be doing a live podcast Thursday night, next Thursday night, August 4th, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I've been running reruns in that time slot over the summer months, but we'll be doing a live one. And we're going to be talking about some upcoming vintage snowmobile shows over the next few months, so August, September, October. And some of the organizers of those events will be coming on live to talk up each of their events. I've got some other events I'm going to be talking about, some odds and ends. So please look forward to that. Wherever you're viewing this now, be sure and join us August 4th, 9 p.m. Eastern Time for that experience. And then the other thing I was talking about is one of the new things I started this past weekend is airing content every Sunday evening. Sunday evening at 8 p.m. You may have seen it. It was this past Sunday. It was live coverage that I did last month at the in Old Forge, New York, at the VSCA National Vintage Snowmobile Show. And that went for just about an hour. And I've got a bunch of other things too. I consider it long form content. This would be things where I maybe did coverage at a vintage snowmobile show and just kind of went on for a while doing that coverage, and I've got quite a bit of that in the can, so to speak. Also, induction ceremonies from the Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame, racing from Central Minnesota Pond Racing. Good friends with Mike Mahar, and he shared with me video footage from some of those events over the last couple of years, and I'll be doing some of that on Sunday nights. But I consider that to be long form content where it just kind of goes on for 30 to 60 minutes or more on one topic, as opposed to the podcast, which is kind of a variety show where we've got guests we're interviewing and showing different videos and just kind of a mix of things for your viewing pleasure. But oh, and I see here I made a mistake here at the bottom. At the bottom of the screen here, I'm just noticing that VSCA National Vintage Snowmobile Show. Please disregard that. That's not where I am. I'm in Newport, Vermont, just hanging out here waiting for somebody. Someone said good morning. Good morning back to you. Appreciate that. So that's pretty much it. Looking forward to picking up the Vintage Snowmobile podcast again in October. Be starting that first Thursday in October. I'm looking forward to that. I hope you are as well, and that so you will decide to join us for that as we go live again for the next season. We'll be doing that all through the season, through March. And oh, my wonderful girlfriend is saying hello. Hello back to you. Appreciate that. And during the summer months, to keep myself amused and hopefully my viewers, been doing the Muscle Car podcast. I hope you've been checking that out. If you have not seen that, do be sure and look for that as well. The way to find that is get on a search on Facebook or YouTube and just type in Muscle Car Show and Tell podcast, and you'll find older episodes of it. And wherever you find that, just look for us live there every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. And yeah, there's a few other things in the works that aren't quite ready to be uncovered yet, but really excited about this podcast thing. And like I said, I keep looking over here because I'm waiting for somebody. It's a work in progress, but it just keeps getting better and better and more interesting. So yeah, and I appreciate you guys being a part of it. So yeah, I guess that's about it. I'll go through it one more in case you're just joining us. But yeah, two big announcements here that we're making is number one, next Thursday night, August 4th, we're going to do a live podcast. We're going to be talking about some upcoming vintage snowmobile events. The organizers of these events will be coming on live, and each of them will have a turn to talk up their event. And we've got a few other odds and ends to mix in there with that next Thursday night, August 4th, 9 p.m. Wherever you're viewing this, please join us at that time, at that place. And the other announcement is now on Sunday nights, we're airing new content. I consider it long-form content, as opposed to the podcast where I've got a mix of things. This is long-form content. This past Sunday, we had coverage from the Vintage Snowmobile Show in Old Forge, New York. Next Sunday, I might, I don't know what I'm going to run yet, but it could be racing from Central Minnesota Pond Racing. I'm friends with Mike Mayhart. He shared some footage with me of those races. That's one of the possible things that could be airing. Also, induction ceremonies from the Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame. That's something that you could see on a Sunday night. Every Sunday night is going to be something different. I'll just keep rotating. I've probably got enough to rotate for 25 weeks, which is almost half a year. So I should be able to have a good variety of content for you. Again, long-form content, 30 to 60 minutes on one topic. Every Sunday night, 8 p.m. Wherever you're viewing this, please keep an eye out for that. So, like I said, I'm here waiting for somebody. They're going to be out here any minute. We're at the top of the hour, and that's when we're supposed to meet. So I'm going to cut this short. But thank you so much for checking in. I appreciate it. Hope you're all having a wonderful summer. I am. And I missed the podcast, but it's nice to have a break from it. But I'm looking forward to picking it up again with live episodes in October, first Thursday in October. Please look for us wherever you're viewing this. Looking forward to picking that up again and going through all through the winter months live every Thursday night, with the exception, of course, of Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. Those weeks I air reruns. But that's the story there. And, of course, we're doing the Muscle Car podcast over the summer months. Anyway, I think that's it. I know I've gone through it 3 or 4 times, but I know people jump on and jump off as I'm doing this. So that's why I do kind of the repetition there of telling what's going on. And yeah, this time I'm really going to wrap it up. Thanks, guys. Have yourself a wonderful day. We'll catch up with you either Thursday night or on the Muscle Car podcast. All right, guys. Have a great day. We'll catch you on the other side.